Welcome to the learning module in the Tourism Fundamentals Concepts to Practice series, Montana Tourism. This educational series introduces key concepts, theories, and practices in tourism and outdoor recreation through a collection of short videos, each offering an overview that can be watched individually or as part of a full series on the ITR YouTube channel. We invite you to explore the topics at your own pace, and for more information, feel free to reach out or visit our website. We are the Institute for Tourism and Recreation Research, otherwise known as ITRR. We were established in 1987 at the University of Montana's W.A. Franke College of Forestry and Conservation and funded through the state lodging tax. Our mission is to conduct rigorous and impartial research that empowers the tourism and recreation industries in Montana to make informed decisions in planning, marketing, policy, and management. As part of the University of Montana, we are committed to the highest academic integrity, ensuring transparency and excellence in all research efforts. Our work covers a wide range of priorities, including the economic impact of non-resident travel, visitor characteristics and spending, social and environmental effects of tourism, and community tourism planning. We also dive into niche studies like stargazing, outfitting and guiding, and paleontology tourism, as well as publish the annual Travel and Recreation Outlook. Our data is available anytime, 24/7, 365 days a year. Whether you're a business owner, a land manager, a community leader, part of a citizen group, or even a student working on a school project, we're here to support your work. At ITRR, we're proud to empower Montana's people and communities with the data and tools that they need. This learning module explores tourism in Montana, examining visitor types, key statistics, demographic shifts, and residents' perspectives. When we look at how we define a Montana tourist, it would be someone who spends at least one night in Montana as an out-of-state non-resident visitor. We also have residents. A trip is defined as traveling 50 miles or more one way from home. This is a distinction that we use when analyzing resident travel patterns. And then for ITRR, we have survey kits that supports usually rural small events. And when we conduct those, anyone from outside the county is considered to be contributing to tourism, and their spending data is collected accordingly. Montana welcomes a wide variety of visitors, each with unique motivations, needs, and spending patterns. You have non-resident leisure travelers. Sometimes we call those vacationers. They come for recreation, sightseeing, outdoor adventures like visiting a national park, hiking, fly fishing, or skiing. You have a non-resident business traveler. Those visitors attend meetings, conferences, work-related events. They often stay in urban centers like Billings or Missoula, but then you also have what we would call construction and energy workers, where they may be working on a solar farm in Miles City. You have a non-resident Montana native. This is a former resident returning to visit family or reconnect with their roots, often blending leisure and local experiences. You have travelers that just pass through. We might refer to those as road trippers, long-haul drivers, stopping briefly for rest, gas, or a quick bite while en route to another destination. Even when Montana is not their primary destination, these visitors end up spending on average just over one night, contributing to Montana's economy. And then you have the in-state traveler. These are Montanans exploring other parts of the state for recreation, local events like sports, weddings, or weekend getaways at hot springs, contributing to the state's year-round tourism economy. Assets used by different types of visitors that travel in Montana include natural. Those could be our national or state parks, public lands, mountains, trails, rivers, lakes, and wildlife. Montana is home to the iconic Yellowstone and Glacier National Park, but we also have Flathead Lake, the Missouri and Bitterroot Rivers, Makoshika State Park, and Lewis and Clark Caverns. We have over 30 million acres of public lands offering pristine wilderness, rich wildlife, and unmatched opportunities for fishing, hiking, boating, and outdoor adventures. We have cultural and historical assets. Montana offers rich experiences, from exploring gold rush ghost towns like Virginia City to celebrating native traditions at sites like Little Bighorn Battlefield and the Crow Fair to discovering local history and art at the Montana Heritage Center. We have our outdoor recreation amenities. Those would be our top ski resorts in Big Sky, Whitefish, extensive year-round trails for snowmobiling, our biking trails, and diverse camping options from KOAs to the U.S. Forest Service to state park campgrounds. There are different types of infrastructure and services that are needed for a visitor economy. This includes airports in our major cities. Think about scenic byways like the Beartooth Highway, lodging and accommodations everywhere from rustic cabins and fire towers to short-term rentals, resorts, and hotels and motels. We also have dining and local food options, craft breweries, Montana Ale Works, or the unique Huckleberry culinary experiences. You need gas stations and grocery stores, which are conveniently located in towns and travel corridors, offering fuel supplies for road tripping visitors. You also have visitor centers and information centers like Glacier Gateway Visitor Center and local chambers of commerces that provide maps, information, and advice. Wrapping this up would be looking at events and community amenities. Montana has a lively event schedule, thinking about the Folk Festival, the Whitefish Winter Carnival, and Red Ants Pants Music Festival, along with rodeos, concerts, and sports venues from university stadiums to local fairgrounds. Understanding and managing tourism effectively requires accurate measurement. Understanding key indicators help destinations track performance, assess economic impact, and guide future planning and management. To give a broad overview of this, we look at tourist arrivals and departures. This is one of the most basic yet important indicators. It measures the number of people entering or leaving a destination, and it helps track trends over time. You have tourism expenditures and economic contributions. This tracks how much money visitors spend on lodging, food attractions, and transportation. This is what we use to estimate tourism's impact on local economies, employment, and tax revenues. Also, this economic impact often highlights tourism's role in small business growth and rural development. You have accommodation and hospitality data. This measures occupancy rates, average daily rates, and length of stay in hotels, resorts, and campgrounds, and it often reveals how well a destination is attracting and retaining visitors. Transportation statistics. This includes data from the airline passengers, car rentals, bus ridership, park vehicle counts. This is important for understanding accessibility and mobility. You have surveys and visitor profiles. We collect this directly from visitors to understand who they are, why they came to Montana, and what they did. Common tools are exit surveys, intercept interviews, online questionnaires. New to the game are digital and big data sources. These often come from your phone, mobile location data, GPS tracking, if you're using Strava or AllTrails, credit card transactions, and social media that measure real-time behavior. This helps understand movement patterns, points of interest, and even sentiment analysis of how tourists feel. And then you have environment and sustainability indicators that track the impact of tourism on natural and cultural resources. This could include indicators like waste generation, water use, wildlife stress, and carbon emissions. ITRR has conducted consistent year-round visitor data collection since July of 2009 to track tourism trends across Montana. We use a two-part survey process. Visitors are first approached in person to complete a brief iPad survey at high-traffic neutral locations like gas stations, rest areas, and airports. They are then invited to complete a follow-up mail-back survey that gathers more detailed information about their travel group and trip. We have 10 trained surveyors that operate across 9 distinct regions, representing over 65 Montana communities. Each surveyor works approximately 29 hours a week, providing broad geographic and seasonal coverage. To ensure unbiased sampling, survey times and days are rotated, and every travel group, usually one per vehicle, is counted using proportion counts to distinguish between residents and non-residents. This strategic approach allows ITRR to accurately report key tourism metrics such as average daily group expenditures and gain a deeper understanding of who visits Montana, why they come, and how they travel. This will be explained in more detail in Module 3. In 2024, ITRR surveyed close to 10,000 non-residents and nearly 18,000 residents. This extensive research initiative aims to deliver in-depth quarterly analysis that shed light on the economic impact, travel patterns, and recreational trends within the state. In 2024, non-resident travel contributed an estimated $5 billion in spending to Montana's economy. Visitor spending was vital in supporting Montana's communities, generating $308 million in-state and local taxes and sustaining a little over 38,000 full and part-time jobs statewide. Over 13.7 million visitors traveled to the state, where 74% entered by car or truck, 14% by air, and 11% with RV or trailer. Tourism in Montana features a variety of lodging preferences that reflect the state's diverse landscape and visitor interests. 32% chose to stay in traditional accommodations, such as hotels and motels. 20% stayed in homes, cabins, and condos belonging to friends or relatives, suggesting a strong element of social travel or returning visitors with local connections. 12% stayed in private campgrounds. ITRR provides the summary of the travel industry in Montana annually with a variety of visitor spending, satisfaction, and preferences. You can find this infographic on our website and can download it. Montana tourism has demonstrated consistent strength over the past decade, marked by an overall upward trajectory. You can see slight dips in 2008 and then again in 2020 during the pandemic. You can also see a robust recovery in 2024, which highlights the increasing appeal of Montana as a destination. These trends reflect growing interest and successful initiatives in attracting non-resident visitors to the state over time. Montana is experiencing dynamic growth and demographic change, bringing opportunities alongside challenges. The influx of new residents during the pandemic boosts demand for housing, infrastructure, public services, especially in rural and fast-growing areas. As more people are drawn to Montana's natural beauty and lifestyle, competition for amenities like outdoor spaces, healthcare, and education is increasing, encouraging communities to innovate and invest. Rising costs in gas, travel, and food with inflation are testing resilience, but also promoting smarter planning and resource management. While low unemployment signals a strong economy, labor shortages, particularly in tourism and service sectors, are driving new approaches to workforce development. Popular destinations like Yellowstone and Glacier are adapting through visitor management strategies, and amenity towns are creatively addressing housing and short-term rental issues to support sustainable growth. Together, these pressures offer a chance to shape a vibrant and resilient future for Montana. Since 1992, ITRR has been surveying Montana residents to understand their perceptions of tourism, providing valuable long-term data that reveals how community sentiment shifts or remains steady over time. One interesting trend to emerge, particularly in post-pandemic studies, is that while many residents assume most visitors are from out of state, a growing number of Montanans are actually traveling within the state, discovering unfamiliar areas just a county or two away. This suggests that some presumed tourists may, in fact, be locals exploring new corners of their home state. Overall, resident attitudes towards tourism remain positive, with most residents acknowledging that tourism brings more benefits than drawbacks and that state-led tourism promotion efforts help bolster local economies. This optimistic view highlights the value Montanans place on the economic contributions of visitors. Nevertheless, concerns persist. Around 40% of residents feel the state is becoming too crowded with tourists, and nearly half report their own communities feel congested, particularly during the busy summer months in gateway communities around the national parks. These concerns underscore the importance of strategic growth and visitor management planning, especially in high-traffic areas near parks. From 23 to 2024, public sentiment remained relatively unchanged, signaling that attitudes may be stabilizing following the heightened concern in 2021 and 2022. This stability could reflect either a slowing influx of visitors or communities adapting to tourism levels. Ultimately, the findings underscore the need to strike a careful balance, leveraging the tourist economy's economic strengths while mitigating its impacts on local life and infrastructure. Beyond our statewide research program that provides insights supported through the lodging facility tax, ITRR offers customized fee-for-service projects tailored to your community or organization's needs. These services help communities, DMOs, agencies, and stakeholders make data-informed decisions based on localized tourism insights. We provide detailed tourism metrics, including visitor counts, economic impact, and community research. Through surveys and focus groups, we gather feedback from visitors and residents to uncover strengths and improvement areas. Our ongoing tools, sentiment tracking, and post-event surveys help communities adapt and refine tourism strategies in real time. Our goal is to empower you with the data and tools needed to manage tourism sustainably and strategically, so it supports both visitors and the people who call Montana home. Thank you for joining us for the module Montana Tourism, part of the Tourism Fundamentals Concepts to Practice series. We hope this overview has provided a strong foundation for understanding tourism in Montana, exploring visitor profiles, key statistics, demographic trends, and resident attitudes. As you move through the rest of the series, keep in mind that these modules are crafted to foster community learning, promote sustainable planning, and inspire the application of these insights to build thoughtful, resilient tourism strategies. Explore each topic at your own pace on the ITRR YouTube channel and discover more tools and insights on the ITRR website.